In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you my top IELTS speaking tips. I call them my IELTS speaking hack because they are the tips that got me band 8.5 in IELTS speaking test. It's Uzain from Info IELTS, where we help you achieve your desired band score in a single sitting. Make sure you stick around to the end of this video because I'm also going to be sharing with you the costly mistake candidates make while taking the speaking test. Without further ado, let's dive into the video. Here comes our number one tip. Choose your pace. Fluency in IELTS is not synonymous to speaking very fast. No examiner is going to mark you down for choosing a slow pace to speak. By slow, I mean you speaking in a way that you are able to process whatever you want to say before you say it. Don't go ahead trying to speak very fast. Most IELTS candidates want to speak very fast, and speaking very fast causes you to run into a lot of trouble than you could imagine. There you start making mistakes like error with tenses. All these things the examiners are going to cite it because they are trained to do so. The slower you speak, the more the examiner is able to assess you and the better for you. Now to our second tip. Keep it simple and natural. IELTS speaking is just a conversation test. Although it's not a casual conversation, this is a semi-formal conversation. However, you don't need to make it a big deal. It's a conversation, so make it also natural. Let it be like you are a human, not some sort of robot. Most of the time, I'll have candidates behaving as if they are some sort of machine that has been programmed to say some certain things. This really off the examiner. The examiner wants to see natural spoken English. Here comes our next tip. Be confident. The reason why most candidates often end up with low band scores isn't primarily because they have no good grasp of English. It's most of the times because of fear. Fear messes up with your brain. It prevents you from processing information accurately and as such impair your output. So what you have to do as a candidate is to believe in yourself. Now to our next tip. Listen attentively to the question. One thing you must ensure is that you hear the question very well. You have to hear that question right. There could be a situation where you really didn't get the question. Don't hesitate to ask the examiner to repeat the question. Most of the times when you ask them to repeat the question, they often try to rephrase the question so that you can understand what they are asking you to. Okay, now to our next tip. Say the signpost. There are two important signposts you have to say while listening for a particular question in IELTS speaking. The first signpost is the tense of that question. Every question is trying to test something. Probably your ability to use past tense, or your ability to speak in the future, or your ability to speak in present. So you have to get the tense right. The second signpost you have to say is the topic. When you hear the question, you should be able to tell, is this question coming from pets? Is it coming from family? Coming from space exploration? You have to be able to deduce this within a split second because this will help you activate topic-specific vocabulary for you to answer that question. Now to our next tip. Never mind the body language of the examiner. The examiner's body language has nothing to do with your score. In fact, it has nothing to do with you. At times, they might decide to pay little or no attention to what you're saying. There are some examiners that will be doing some other things even while administering your test. Whether the examiner smiles or decide to keep a long face, it doesn't affect your score. They might decide to be writing, they might decide to look away, they might decide to seem disinterested in what you're doing, but focus on the goal, which is to give your best to the test. Now to our last tip. Apply IELTS speaking strategies. Even though IELTS is a test of your use of language, It's also a strategic exam. In fact, if you base your performance solely on your knowledge of English, you won't be able to achieve high band score like 8, 8.5 and 9, because candidates that falls in these categories are candidates who approach the speaking test strategically. There's a strategy for every part of the test. Learn the best strategy for each of the 3 parts of the exam. Beginning of this video, I promise to share with you the costly mistake candidates often make during IELTS speaking test. But before then, if you'd like to get the strategies that got me band 8.5 in the speaking test, check the video linked in the description box down below. And if you'd love to see more videos like this, hit the subscribe button, turn on the bell notification icon so as to get notified each time I upload a new video. Here comes the costly mistake: giving memorized answers. Owing to fear of failure, most candidates often resort to preparing answers for their test. I'm going to be telling you today that this is the worst thing you could ever do to yourself. IELTS examiners are trained to spot memorized answers. The duty of the examiner is to assess you and give you your deserved band score. By giving memorized answers, you're preventing them from doing their job, and this annoys them, so they decide to mark you down. Speak naturally. Take whatever the examiner is asking you as a conversation and give your honest opinion. Learn topic-specific vocabulary. Whenever you are asked a question, it's easier for your brain to activate those vocabularies and help you give a proper response to the examiner. Okay, that's all I've got for you for today. If this video has been helpful, kindly give it a thumbs up, and if you'd like to see me cover any other topic, let me know in the comment section. Thanks for watching. I wish you success in